once we got on the air, Connor, I thought it went pretty smooth after that. You guys, I mean it. You guys did a fantastic job. Thank you, by the way. I think hopefully I thanked you that day, but if I didn't properly, thank you. Because I told your teacher, I said, man, I could not have survived without those kids. Because, I can't get up out of my chair and go find people, here comes Mr. Chia. Really? Hello, sir. We have found the go live button, and we should be. This will be my best interview with you in the history of the world tonight. I did, yeah. Slide this way a little bit because we got to make sure we're all in the picture here. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're already live. The viewers can see the Railsplitter Roundtable. We're just waiting for 7 o'clock. The 7 o'clock hour to hit us here, and I got a few little things I need to say, like I always say, and then we'll probably take a break, and then we'll start in with you and Mr. Bonacati.
Pretty on board with it.
Oh, there's over the moon, man. Man, the owner's here tonight. He's going to be on the show at the end of the night. Oh man, they're pumped up. They're really excited. Look at our new banner.
And so also, I sent out a message to all the families, some different things that are like, talked about your show, and I thought maybe Tuesday or whatever, like I'll send out something and say, hey, make sure you tune in. And what I'd love to do,
I could send.
who you're going to interview.
Right. See, that's why I was able to get that on. Did you see that? See, go. Here goes nothing.
Are you ready, Southside? Because it's time to talk Lincoln High School athletics and activities on the Railsplitter Roundtable. The Railsplitter Roundtable is brought to you by Smitty's Tenderloin Shop. Now, live on the Railsplitter Radio Network is the voice of the Railsplitters, your one and only Todd Guessford.
And good evening. Welcome to the Railsplitter Roundtable. I am indeed Todd Guessford, and we're live from Smitty's Tenderloin Shop located at 1401 Army Post Road. And there we are, and stop in and see us, say hi tonight, and as like Smitty says all the time, eat a tenderloin. Well, here at Smitty's, as you know, you can dine in, watch and listen to the show. You can order online with DoorDash, Grubhub, or Uber Eats. You can carry out by calling 515-287-4742. Ben Smith is in the house tonight, and he is and his outstanding staff are here to serve you, and they always do a great job. We hope to have Ben on with us later in the show. Well, this is our All Rails All the Time talk show, and it's great to have you joining us tonight on video, and all the roundtable shows will be on video going forward, and we're really excited about that. And in fact, here's a little trivia. It has been 566 days since our last Railsplitter Roundtable, which occurred on February 8th, 2024. So it is great to be back. And I've got a young lady that's helping me tonight. She's the technical director of our show, and she's going to be producing all our Railsplitter Roundtable shows. Serenity Mefford. We'll get Serenity on here a little bit later. She's running the show right now, and Connor's here tonight. He's making sure we're on the air, and so we got some kids from Lily Fredrickson's journalism class with us, and they are doing a great job. Well, on the show tonight, it's a very special show. We have Lincoln's new principal, Praveen Bonicati, will join us. We're excited to have Mr. Bonicati here as our new leader of our school that we all love and cherish so much. We look forward to talking to him. Activities Director Phil Chia is in the house, and we will talk to him. Lots of things going on. Phil will get us up to speed on all that. New head volleyball coach Taryn Alessio will join us tonight. Lincoln opened up at Hoover and with a 3-0 win the other night, and they will take on Fort Dodge in their home opener coming up next Tuesday, September 2nd. And the head coach Tom Alessio, a.k.a. Taryn's dad, will be on the program tonight as well. Of course, the Railsplitters open up tomorrow night against their crosstown rival, the Roosevelt Rough Riders, at Mediacom Stadium. And Coach and I will get everybody all fired up about the big game. That's our schedule of guests tonight. And when we come back, Principal Praveen Bonicati and Activities Director Phil Chia, as you can see, they already are in the house, and we'll chat with them when we come back. Serenity, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. This is the Railsplitter Roundtable on the Railsplitter Radio Network.
City View's best tenderloin for 10 years running. Smitty's knows and loves. Family owned and in business since 1953. Smitty's makes their tenderloins and onion rings from scratch every single day. Dine in or order out by calling 515-287-4742. Smitty's Tenderloin Shop at 1401 Army Post Road. Smitty says, eat a tenderloin.
All right.
We're talking all rails all the time. It's the Railsplitter Roundtable on the Railsplitter Radio Network.
And we're back. Glad to have you with us here. Our first roundtable of the 2025-26 school year. And it is my pleasure tonight. It's a real pleasure to have these two gentlemen here. Phil Chia, our activities director, in his 19th year as AD at Lincoln, the Lincoln grad, and the gentleman to my right is our new principal, Praveen Bonicati. Welcome, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
You bet. And
How first 4 days of school? Let's jump right in. First 4 days of school. How's everything going so far?
They've been great. The students have had a lot of energy and excitement coming into the building. We had a great first 3 days of school. Especially, we had a wonderful pep rally on Tuesday. Very well attended, high energy, and it's a good step forward to reigniting some Southside pride here.
Now, you are a Hoover graduate, as I understand. Is that right?
That is correct.
And that's okay. Praveen, that's okay.
Hey,
all right.
Hey, it's DMPS.
Yeah, right. And that's where I'm going with that. You have been very involved in a lot of things going on in Des Moines Public Schools. You've been in just about every building except Lincoln, right?
Pretty much. I have. So I graduated from Hoover, class of '97. Then I started my teaching career at North. I was there for 11 years as a teacher in the classroom, and then 2 years as an administrator. Then I spent 2 years at East as an associate principal, 2 years at Roosevelt as an associate principal, and then 2 years prior to this, I was the principal at the virtual high school.
Okay, so you know what Des Moines Public Schools are all about.
I could say that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, how exciting is it to be in Railsplitter country?
It is very exciting. I have had nothing but warm welcomes, positivity, and good energy sent my way since I've accepted the position. And this is just a wonderful community that just has a lot of legacy and this tradition of excellence that I want to maintain and push even further.
Lots of things going on right now at school. Tell maybe some of the people out there watching who aren't familiar with some of the things that are going on right now.
Yeah. So we have some exciting projects coming along in the building in terms of construction. We've got a couple new offices coming. We've got a whole new set of classrooms coming through. Hopefully they'll be done next week. And we have a couple more offices on the third floor to help support teachers and students to be the best they can be. And hopefully that stuff will be all done next week. We have done a little bit of rerouting of our traffic. We've moved pickup and drop off from Bell to Loomis so that buses have a clear pathway and it's a little bit more safe for everybody. The routine of that is getting much better. It's started off a little bit slow as any new system would.
It probably takes a little time for people to get used to that, right?
Sure, but our families have been very responsive and accepting and understanding of the need for improved safety. And then finally, we have the new field. The new field is gorgeous. It's beautiful. I don't know if you were able to see the ribbon cutting ceremony.
I saw it. I saw it on tape. I did.
Yes, and that was a wonderful event. That was well attended. It was very nice to see Dr. Roberts and the folks who helped put the project together all there to praise the South Side and provide this opportunity for our kids.
And, as Principal Lincoln, you're probably getting around and trying to meet and greet as many of the students as you can in the hallways and things like that. And I'm sure that's been fun for you.
It has been. And every student that I've met has just been very kind and welcoming. And it's kind of nice when I walk by after shaking some hands and I'll walk by a group of students like, hey, that's the new principal. And so it's been a really good experience. And our students at Lincoln have so many assets and gifts, and it's just going to be a great year.
Yeah, and as principal, what you come in with, things on not necessarily an agenda, but things that that are important to you as a leader of Lincoln High School. What are some of those things?
Yeah, first and foremost is providing our kids with the best teaching and learning experiences that we can. That comes from rigorous instruction, relevant instruction, culturally responsive instruction, and also providing the support for our teachers and students to make that happen. And then that is one of the big focuses. Another big focus for us is how do we start to make Lincoln High School become sort of this beacon of Southside pride? How do we make it ooze with Southside pride? I've been talking with Phil about it, and he has some projects that he has on the way, but we really want to build that culture and that sense of belonging around Lincoln and Southside pride. So that comes in the classroom, that comes in our activities, that comes in our interactions with the hallways. It's a whole community effort, and I strongly believe we have the team that's going to get us there, and the community that's going to get us there.
Well, this is part of what I'm trying to do right here is get people excited about Lincoln High School.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm a Lincoln grad, and this is my school, and I'm happy to do this, but this is part. Phil understands that. We've talked about it many times, but this is what we're trying to do, is get people excited about Lincoln High School.
And how do we create this legacy? And it's not just about the instruction. How do we create a long-lasting legacy on the South Side where our students are equipped for postgraduate success, and then they can come back and contribute to the South Side community and continue to help it to grow and thrive?
How much you lean on this guy? He's got a lot of experience.
Oh, quite a bit. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah. Phil, we'll let you jump in here real quick. Good to see you as always, sir. And Praveen is, he's a very likable guy, obviously. Your impression so far?
Oh, yeah, man. He brings a lot of energy, and I can see that right away, just the interactions that he's had with, our student body and, the community and teachers. And that's what builds kind of that excitement. And I already see that from him. Saw it really honestly right away, and I think that's a huge plus for our community and our kids, and it's the first big step of doing what he's talking about, what you're talking about, what we've talked about. That beacon, that hub. Lincoln needs to be the South Side. I mean, we got it.
We want to get it back the way it used to be.
Yeah, we got to rally around the school.
Yeah,
and it starts in little things of, community work and not just wins and losses on that, but it's just like, what are we doing in the community? How are we helping out others? And people excited about wanting to send their kids to our school, and that's what it's all about. And part of my thing that I talked to him right away is like, and I want us to be so present in all these feeder schools that they don't have any, that's all they know is Lincoln. We got our band and cheerleaders heading over to Studebaker tomorrow morning to greet their kids, and we're doing that at Wright. We're going to do that at all elementary schools, but it's important to really just put Lincoln in everybody's face in a positive manner, and we'll see the rewards of that down the road.
Praveen, when I was a kid growing up on the South Side, I wanted to be a Lincoln basketball player and I wanted to be a Lincoln athlete, whether it was basketball, football, or baseball. That's what I wanted to be. That was I wasn't thinking about college, okay? I mean, I was going to go to college. My parents told me there was no way getting around that, and I'm glad I did. But understand what I'm saying? I mean, that's kind of what we want, right? We want kids to be dreaming about being a rail splitter, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when we think about the correlation between students being engaged in our activities and their success in school. It's you can't deny the data that's out there regarding it, and we just want to get as many of our kids involved in activities and be some of those representatives of Southside pride wherever we're at in the community. And I agree with Phil, and it really starts with our feeder patterns. And I'm excited for Studebaker tomorrow and getting some pictures there, and expanding out to the other elementary schools and seeing how we can better align and connect with our middle schools.
Gentlemen, if you don't mind, need to take a break here, okay? And then talk with you just a little bit, just a little more longer here. We're gonna take a break, and we will we'll be back with Principal Praveen Bonicati and Activities Director Phil Chia. This is the Railsplitter Roundtable, and we're live from Smitty's Tenderloin Shop, and we'll be right back here on the Railsplitter Radio Network. A Southside landmark, Smitty's Tenderloin Shop makes the best tenderloins in the metro. Just ask CityView. They voted Smitty's the best tenderloin for 10 years running. The secret? They're made from scratch every single day. Try them along with the burgers, the made-from-scratch onion rings, fries, and cheese curds. When you call 515-287-4742, you can dine in or order online. Smitty's Tenderloin Shop at 1401 Army Post Road. Smitty says, eat a tenderloin.
Do you know all the words to the Lincoln Fight song? Todd Guestford does, but please don't ask him to sing it. The only key he sings in is Z flat. This is the Railsplitter Roundtable on the Railsplitter Radio Network.
All right, we're back with Technical Director Serenity Meffert. She's doing a great job. Todd Guestford here with Principal Praveen Bonacani and Activities Director Phil Chia. Just wanted to spend just a couple more minutes with you guys, if you don't mind. Really appreciate you being here. Praveen, football fan?
I am, but I have not watched a snap of my beloved Bears in quite some time.
Okay, so he's a Bears fan, Phil. Okay, that's a Midwest thing. I get it, you know. So.
I've honestly seen more high school football games than professional football games in the last few years.
You looking forward to the game tomorrow night?
I am very excited. I'm very excited to see our kids out there and put their best foot forward and show Roosevelt what the South Side's all about.
Coach Alessio and his staff, they're kind of getting after him in practice, you know, which is what we need, you know. So, yeah. Phil, I know you're pumped up about tomorrow night's football game, and it's a game, you know, we're going to have Coach Alessio on here in a little bit, but it's a game that, you know, really could kind of head us in the right direction record-wise. You know, it's a big game. I mean, it's a winnable game, and it's a big one tomorrow night.
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, first game of the year, obviously you want to start out right, but this one, you got, you know, city rival. You got, you know, two teams that really struggled last year, honestly, you know, especially from a record standpoint. Both programs are traditionally a lot better than what they were last year, so both are trying to get that back going. And so it is a huge moment for us, and obviously with our new staff, and their staff is not, you know, veterans. You know, it's their second year, and so it's a lot on the line there down there at Meade Compton. You know, we've never been on the visitor side. It's the first time that so that'll be a new experience for us. But we're excited. I just left over there, and by the way, there was a ton of fans at our 9th grade game.
Great.
And we were up 8-0 at halftime. But I might head over there in a little bit. But it is a big game, and for all the reasons you just said. If you know, get that program back in the right direction, it really does start tomorrow. So,
you have kids that are involved in sports, correct?
My two kids are sort of involved in sports. They play They play little league softball.
Oh, that's something.
They're getting better.
Yeah.
They're getting better.
Yeah. So, well, just, you know, I'm probably the last one to say this to you, but you know, we're really happy that you're here, and welcome, and I'm sure I will see you around, and feel free to, you know, stop up in the broadcast booth anytime you want, you know, and we'll put a headset on you, and we'll get some commentary out of it.
Maybe some guest speaker or guest picks. You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we could. Well, we can talk about that after the show, maybe. Phil and my partner Larry Gamlin, we have this pick segment in our pregame every week where we have about 9 or 10 games that we try to see who we pick, who we think is going to win. And we did it. Last time we did it, Phil won. Okay, Phil was first, and he's pretty proud of that, by the way. And I edged out Larry for second, and you'll like Larry. He's a good guy. So, we're looking forward. I'm really happy to be back with the Railsplitters. This is where I belong, and we're really looking forward to tomorrow night.
So am I. Thank you for the warm welcome and welcome me on.
Thanks for being on the show. Yeah,
appreciate you.
Yeah, first guest of the year right there.
Right there.
Praveen Bonacani, our new principal, and Phil. Before I let you go, let's get an update on some of the things that are going on. You know, tennis had their grand opening tonight. They played at home against Sadell on Tuesday, I think, and won, right? But this was kind of the grand opening tonight,
This
right?
was going to be, you know, that was just kind of a little soft opening, if you will. And actually, that's where I came from directly. We were down 4-2 at the time. All of them are tight, though. Tight. We're probably not going to pull that one out, but the matches we lost were close. So very proud of what that program has done, both boys and girls. Now Adam is going to be Karen's assistant, and vice versa. Now that those seasons are split, but the complex over is beautiful.
I got to get over and see that. I haven't been over there yet.
They're still tidying up some things. You know, they have some sod to put down, and the lights aren't quite functional yet. But It is absolutely gorgeous. It's something to be proud of, and I'm so happy for those coaches because they work their tails off, and so now to have something, it's great. I couldn't wish for better coaches to have this facility for them. And our kids, obviously.
Cross country's working hard. I saw Aaron Hole and Jordan Power out there with the cross country kids today,
they're still the boys. Their numbers are really starting to. I think we're getting up around 20 right there, which is good for us.
Aaron put out a help wanted sign for girls, so he says they're trickling in.
They are trickling in, and that's okay. And we had this. He talked about. Praveen talked about the assembly. We also had an activity fair right before that, and boy, some of our kids recruit the heck out of some kids. So we had some immediate bump up, and some of them were cross country. I mean, we got to do that, and hopefully they'll continue to come, and trickle in, because when these sports start so early and school hasn't started, especially with our freshmen, it does take a little bit. So.
Kind of a change of. Kind of change for a freshman, right? And I got to go to school for what?
Yeah. Yep. But I will double down on what Phil just said about some of our upperclassmen and really recruiting and putting bugs in kids' ears and being very welcoming about it.
Yes.
Trying to build our own.
For sure.
And Dylan's the golf team is they're competing and doing some good things.
They got some kids that are they're holding their own there out there. So they're okay. And then of course swimming starts next week.
Right. And Minji's got North, and then they got Carroll. They're at North, and then the home openers with Carroll, and you know how good Carroll is in swimming.
They're always they are as a tough. They're a tough team out of the Western Iowa there. So, I'm really looking forward to these teams competing for the first time. Some have already competed, obviously, but now we're really starting to roll here with the rest of the.
And we're going to talk to Taryn here in just a little bit, but they are coming off a good win at Hoover the other night. So they've got Fort Dodge coming to the Roundhouse on next Tuesday. So a lot of big things going on. You're going to be busy next Tuesday, aren't you?
Going to be very busy next Tuesday next week. And I asked Taryn if she kind of rubbed it in that she's wanting to know what Dad's going to do tomorrow.
Right? Yeah. Well, yeah. It's going to be the Alessio show here coming up. So yeah, but I've seen some football practice, Phil, and I really like how Tom and. I really like his staff, Phil. They're really getting after and challenging these kids, and I think the kids are responding.
Yeah, I do, and I've been obviously spent quite a bit of time down there, and I do see it's a different energy level, and that's what it has to be, and so and actually you could see it down there just in this freshman game, quite frankly, because all those kids are practicing together. I mean, they're doing some, obviously breakoffs, but they're doing it as an entire 9 through 12 staff. So you could see the excitement there today, and so I'm looking forward to seeing that tomorrow. I know I got a good feeling that our kids and our fans are going to go over there and support us. So they feed off of that as well, and so really looking to see what we can do.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Lincoln fans will make the trip tomorrow night and hope to see a lot of maroon and gold in the stands there, Praveen.
I agree. It's going to be a great night.
Yeah, let's hope so. Well, again, thank you, sir, for being on the program. And Phil, as always, thank you for everything you do for us. And Serenity, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk volleyball with Taryn Alessio and a couple of student athletes looks like she's brought with her here tonight. So we will do that when we return. We are live here from Smitty's Tenderloin Shop, located at 1401 Army Post Road. Smitty says, eat a tenderloin. Come on in and see us. Have a tenderloin. And we'll take a break. We'll be right back here on the Railsplitter Radio Network.
A proud sponsor of Lincoln High School Athletics, Smitty's Tenderloin Shop at 1401 Army Post Road makes the best tenderloins in the metro. That's because they're made from scratch every single day. But Smitty's also has delicious cheeseburgers, bacon burgers, and chili burgers. And the fan favorite shakes are a must-have when you order your sandwich. Dine in, order online, or call 515-287 888-888-4742. And remember, Smitty says, eat a tenderloin.
Want to learn more about what's happening at Lincoln High School? You're in the right place. This is the Railsplitter Roundtable on the Railsplitter Radio Network.
We are back here from Smitty's Tenderloin Shop at 1401 Army Post Road. Thanks to Praveen Bonacani and Phil Chia being our first two guests of the school year here on the Railsplitter Roundtable. You know, next week I want to mention a couple things. Next week is the week of the big Iowa State-Iowa football game, and we're gonna. I got a mic that's bad here, Terrence. We'll have to share one a little bit. Okay. All right. So, but next week is the game, the big game in the state, the Iowa State-Iowa game at Jack Trice Stadium, 11 a.m. in the morning, and. Here at Smitty's Tenderloin Shop, we're going to have our usual roundtable on the Thursday night, but we're going to try to make it maybe an Iowa State-Iowa theme next week. And I'm hoping to get some fans in here. And I always go around, Taryn, and I always make a count of, okay, who you got, you know, and it seems like there's always more Iowa people in here than there are Iowa State, but that's okay, you know. So
what are you?
I'm a Cyclone.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah,
I knew that.
I'm a Cyclone grad. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, we are marching forward here in our program, and with us now is head volleyball coach Taryn Alessio, and she has brought a couple of student athletes with her, which I have not had the opportunity to meet. So who do we have here with you tonight, Taryn?
Tonight I have with me to my left, I have Libby Pauley. She is a sophomore captain.
Okay.
She's one of our setters.
Okay.
And then to my right, I have senior Carmen Garth. She is another one of our captains. Our third captain wasn't able to make it tonight, Bomi Coyote, but she will be on later this season.
Okay. Libby Pauley, and what was your name again?
Carmen Garth.
Carmen Garth. See, this is what you call, this is live TV right here, okay? I'm learning as I go, okay? So I think I talked to you two maybe at Media Day, didn't I? Okay.
Yep,
all right.
very briefly.
Okay. All right. Well, Phil alluded to it, young lady, but in the Alessio family, one Alessio head coach is 1-0 this year.
Yeah,
and,
we got an undefeated head coach in the Alessio family.
Yes.
Only one to be able to say that now.
Yeah, well, hopefully Dad is 1-0 after tomorrow night. But,
Absolutely.
But you know, you go over to Hoover and you beat Hoover. I know a couple of the games they were kind of close, you know, but you won 3-0. You can't do any better than that. So just let's talk about the Hoover match a little bit.
Yeah, the Hoover match was a great game for us to come out to. Our squad is really young this year. So I have 3 girls that have played some varsity minutes before. Otherwise, everybody else is new underclassmen. That was their first varsity experience. So to be able to go out to Hoover and get all of our jitters out, it's a hard thing coming in as a freshman or a sophomore and starting in a varsity match. So we started off a little bit slow. We missed quite a few serves, some errors on our part, but as the match went on, especially that second set, we really were able to calm down and see some of the really bright parts that we have that we'll be looking forward to throughout the season. But overall, I thought that it was a good opportunity for us to get out there and, okay, here's kind of our foundation. This is what we have to build upon, and get the girls excited for the rest of the season.
All right. Well, Carmen, what were your thoughts about the Hoover match the other night?
I thought it went really good. It definitely could have been a bit better just because we were very nervous since it was our first game and we were playing with, people we really didn't know. But I think next week for our Fort Dodge we'll do a whole bunch better just because it's a home game and, we've actually played together now, so we'll be more comfortable instead of all, tense and things like that. So I think it was good.
Yeah, well, you worked through all that and you still got the dub. So,
yeah, right.
But what you mentioned some of the errors and mistakes and some of those things. But what were some of the things besides working through all the nerves, Taryn? What were some of the things that you were your biggest takeaways from the other night?
Biggest takeaway is while we had a lot of missed serves, we had a couple of girls that put across some really nasty serves. So I think we can build upon that, and that's something that we can expect throughout the season. We have a really big front line. We have a couple of girls that are near 6 foot that are young right now. So watching them continue to get comfortable with different placement of the ball and get comfortable with their footwork, I think they're really going to shine this season. So I'm excited about that. We have 2 girls that are playing all the way around right now. So to see kind of where their stamina is with that, I thought they played really, really well. So can expect some good things out of them as well.
Okay, Coach, I'm going to have you hand my headset over to Libby for a second. And hi, Libby. How are you?
Good.
Hey, congratulations on the win at Hoover.
Thank you.
Make sure you get in the picture here so we can see you, okay? Want the fans to see you. So, girls, take me through, the preseason, and you go into the Hoover match, and you're a little nervous and stuff, but you worked all through that. That had to be a really good feeling after it was over.
Right. It really was a good feeling. I think we just really didn't want to lose, especially because it was our first game and going against Hoover. And just the thought of us, losing was really getting to our heads in the moment. The only time we really spent, time together, other than at the game and practice now, was during volleyball camp, which we really didn't interact as much unless we were put together. I would say just...
Now, you're a senior, right, Carmen?
Yes, I'm a senior.
So you're one of the senior leaders on this team, and how have you helped Coach kind of bring along the young kids that can really help you?
Definitely just trying to stay very hype while playing and bringing the energy up, never letting it go down, because once it goes down we get slower. I always try to talk to the girls individually if they have any concerns or just worried about little things like that. I always tell them just have a great attitude and just don't be nervous. There's no reason to, because we all have your back and things like that. And the most important thing to do on a court is trust your teteammate, because they'll be there for you.
See, Libby? Yeah. Don't be nervous. See, don't be nervous. It's all good. See?
Yeah.
So are you freshman or sophomore?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay. So you're playing a big role with this team, obviously.
Yes.
And how did it all feel to you after it was over?
It was definitely a relief. This year was my first year kind of stepping up as a leader, I'd say, but it felt good to get all the nerves out for sure. I could tell we were playing nervous at first, and we just needed to get that game out of the way.
All right, yeah. Well, 3 games, a 3-0 win, and now we have the home opener on Tuesday night. And I know you girls, you practice in the Roundhouse all the time, but it's fun to play home matches, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Okay, why is it so much fun?
Because that's where the most energy's at, and it's
there
our
you
home.
Go.
So
yeah.
The familiarity of it makes it more fun too, in a way.
Oh,
I feel like I can focus more on the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll have a lot of your fellow students in the stands rooting you on. So I'm going to ask Coach about this in a minute, but what has she shared with you two? What's the game plan with the Dodgers on Tuesday night?
Well, we're really trying to play smart, I would say, and very aggressive. Like I've said before, the Hoover match, we were very nervous, but now that we've gotten that out of the way, I think we're ready to hustle and bring energy to the game.
Right. I think we'll be less nervous now that we know we can actually make a play out of things. We've been working on our serves as well, so I think we'll be just fine.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me
Okay.
too.
All right. Well. All right. I'm going to let you two step out here, and thanks for being on the show. And I'm going to finish up with Coach Alessio here, and good luck on Tuesday night. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, and Coach, hop back in the picture here for me real quick. We thank you, and so let's talk Fort Dodge. What do we know about the Dodgers?
The Dodgers are pretty comparable to us. They have a couple of girls in their front row that are above 6 foot, but as far as skill level, they're not overly dominant. they're definitely a team that is beatable. So our game plan moving into it is, as you heard, they played pretty nervous against Hoover. That just comes with the youngness of our team. We do have a couple of seniors on the team that bring a lot of calm energy to our program, which is very, very needed. I really do think we got that out of the way now. Moving forward, I think we'll play a little more confident, and you'll be able to see some of the really high talent that we bring. Really focusing on moving faster, playing faster. The placement of our balls over the net is going to be key. They do leave a couple of wide open spots on a majority of their sets, so trying to place the ball a little more strategic rather than, we just have to get it over the net.
Yeah, and they're not coming all the way from Webster County just to surrender. The Dodgers will come to play, won't
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no place like playing in the Roundhouse for any sport, but there's something really special about playing a home game, so I'm excited for our young girls to be able to experience that.
All right, well, thank you, Taryn. As always, great to see you. Good luck on Tuesday night. Maybe sometime here, if I ever retire, I'm going to maybe incorporate some volleyball matches into my program.
Absolutely.
But yeah, be rooting for you, and go Rails.
Thank you very much. Go Rails.
All right, Taryn Alessio, the head volleyball coach for the Railsplitters, with us here on the Railsplitter Roundtable. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to a guy that is known as Taryn's dad. Oh, by the way, he might be Tom Alessio too, but he probably would rather be known as Taryn's dad. We'll ask him when he comes back, when he gets on, but we're going to take a break here, and we'll come back with more of our Railsplitter Roundtable live from Smitty's Tenderloin Shop on the Railsplitter Radio Network.
Hey everybody, Todd Guestford here. I'm a tenderloin guy, and I get my tenderloins at Smitty's Tenderloin Shop, located at 1401 Army Post Road. Smitty's made-from-scratch tenderloins have been voted City View's best for 10 years running. But don't just take my word for it. Come and experience Smitty's yourself. We'll be there Thursday nights for the Railsplitter Roundtable during the high school football and basketball seasons. Order online or call 515-287-4742. And remember, Smitty says, eat a tenderloin.
You've heard of Murphy's Law. Todd Guestford has Todd Logic. It's a term his wife Kim came up with a few years ago, and wow, is she regretting that. This is the Railsplitter Roundtable on the Railsplitter Radio Network.
And we are back here from Smitty's Tenderloin Shop, located at 1401 Army Post Road. This is our Railsplitter Roundtable, our first roundtable of the year. We are excited to be back and looking forward to a lot of great sporting events coming up. One of which is our big football game tomorrow night at MediaCom Stadium. The Railsplitters and the Rough Riders locking horns, our crosstown rivals. And head coach Tom Alessio is with me here. And Coach, you're a busy man, so first of all, let me say thank you for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, I'm excited about this football game tomorrow night.
I'm pretty excited myself.
Yeah, take the fans through fall camp. I know they're your coaching staff, and I want to talk about your coaching staff tonight, by the way. That's something that we have not had a chance to do. But just take me through fall camp a little bit, learning some new systems. Ramel was back, so it's his second year with the defensive, but the offense with you and Dan is new.
It's new to it's not new to Dan and I, but obviously new to the kids, and it's taken a little while to get, but I think we're there. They're picking up on the offense pretty good. So, yeah, I'm happy with where we're at right now.
And, you talk to Dan, and he says, well, Todd, we're up and down, but he's,
Dan is Mr. half-empty glass there all the time. But that's the way Dan is.
Well, and he's, he's like you. He's on the – you guys are getting after these kids, making sure they're doing – what they're supposed to be doing, and I watched some practice of that. I like it, by the way.
We're going to hold kids accountable for their actions on the field, off the field, wherever they may be, putting a Lincoln uniform on. It means something more than just playing football. But yeah, they're gonna do things our way on the football field, and they're buying in for the most part, slow but sure. But they're buying into the culture we're trying to lay down.
Well, I think I've said this to you before, but I congratulate you on being the head coach. I know
Thank you very much.
Know you wanted wanted that for a long time.
For a long time, yep.
It's got to be. Well, take me through your emotions here as you get ready for this first game as being the head guy on the sidelines.
Quite a few people have asked me that, and I'm not really nervous because I've been there, right? But I'm excited. I'm excited for our boys to be able to hit somebody else. I've been preaching being aggressive, being physical. And, we've practiced like that too, and we don't take it easy. We get after each other. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how we do. I was very happy a week ago with the scrimmage. We went down to Oskaloosa and played them. Now, boy, I tell you, they were a big football team. And
I watched some tape. You sent me some tape on that.
Yeah.
They looked like they were big.
They're a big team, and I tell you, we didn't back down, and I was very happy with the way we performed. Of course, we can get better every day, but I was very happy with the way we lined up and went at it with them.
Defense was physical, kind of stood out, I thought, last week.
They were,
Tom.
And obviously it's the second year in that system. And I said from day one, the offense is brand new, and it was so out to left field for these kids. But the defense with Ramel leading the defense, Coach Lane, they've heard the language, they've heard the adjustments, and from day one they're communicating, being in the right spots, and it's just progressed every day, and I'm really happy with where the defense is at.
Well, I know. Let's talk about your staff. I know you really love your coordinators, and Dan Goebel and Ramel Lane. They both, they have maybe different styles a little bit, but they both get after their kids, don't they?
They do. Dan and I have been together for 30 years. 30 years of coaching. I know how he is. He knows how I am, and we get after each other at practice. But I'm happy with the way Dan runs the offense. He is a no-nonsense guy. He's going to get after you. I preach too. We seek perfection. We're going to seek perfection, and we're going to keep seeking it. And if I have to get excited to seek perfection, we're going to do it. Dan's the same way. Now, Ramel's a little more low-key, but he has a way of holding his kids accountable, and he gets after them when he needs to get after them. But I couldn't be more happy with the both of them. They're doing a very good job, and they put in the extra work it takes. Watching film, watching breakdowns, and they're good people. I'm glad they're on my staff.
They are good people. Randy Merle's good people,
yep.
and he really
very good.
He really gets after those kids on the line, doesn't he?
He does. He does not hold back, and he gets his point across. And I really like where the line's at. Now I think it took Randy a little time to buy in. I think he's been in a hand system for a long time, and the wing tee's more of you're going to shoulder block people. So but he's teaching it, and the kids are buying in, and they're being physical on the line of scrimmage, and he's done a great job.
And you've got Coach Vaggard is your running backs coach,
yep.
And he's got some pretty good kids to work with there, doesn't he?
He's got some hybrids to work with. Now, once again, and I always go back to the Bernstein and Adam Robinson day. They didn't want to block. They wanted the ball and they wanted to run down the field. That's what they were good at. But the more we taught them.
And they did that a lot, by the way.
They did that a lot. But if you'd asked either one of them, they were more happy about the blocks they made for each other. And that's where we're trying to get these guys. None of the running backs have been asked to block. Been asked to take a handoff and run. And we're asking them to block now. And we're starting to see them buy in and do it. And when they do it for each other, big things happen. We've got multiple kids, I think, that could just take it to the house every time they touch the ball. So if they block for each other, it's all that more it's going to happen.
Coach Dunbar is your quarterback coach. He's been working with Dom. Dom is Dominic Severino.
Yep.
He looks like he's making progress every day.
He's making progress. This is Dom, first time under the lights and with the pressure on him. And I think last Friday was a great eye-opening thing for Dom because he got some pressure, took some hits, and that's what he needs to see, right, to feel that pressure. That's what it's like to be a varsity quarterback. People are going to get after. But I saw so much improvement in Dom's leadership this week, kind of starting to take control of the offense the way we want him to, and being a leader. And, Dom's progressing nicely.
And he's listening to Coach Dunbar.
He is listening to Coach Dunbar.
Talk to me about Marcus a little bit.
Marcus is brand new to me. I didn't know Marcus. As a matter of fact, I get a text from an email from a random coach saying, hey, I just moved to the city. I used to coach in Iowa City. He coached in Detroit, and he goes, I'd like to sit down and talk to you. So I brought him in and talked to him, and he liked what I had to sell, and he's jumped right in and has coached the same way. Yeah, and I can tell you, he's a student of the game. I bought all these tapes on the wing tee offense for the guys that hadn't run, and he's watched everything, and he's dove right in and learned as much as he can about this offense, and he's doing a really great job.
Coach Hugan is your wide receiver coach,
yep.
And with Derek Dare and a couple other kids out there, he's got some good kids to work with, doesn't he?
He does. Derek and Chaz Thomas and Cadell Richardson, another senior. Jake does a great job. Now, Jake works with Danny on Friday nights and signals our plays in, so the offense kind of runs through them. I don't try and interject what I can. When I want to see something, they'll get it in for me. But, I kind of let Dan and Jake run that game. And, and Jake's in the building, so he's a great asset to have. He knows what's going on with the kids. Not that I don't. I take 4,000 text messages, it seems like, a day from the football team. And I'm like,
yeah,
shouldn't you guys be studying right now?
I thought there were no cell phones.
Right.
Yeah, well.
But, no, Jake does a great job. He's good with the kids. And, I'm glad Jake's around.
And then on the defensive side, on the defensive line, you got Coach Jackson. And talk to me about him.
So Coach Jackson, young coach. He was at Hoover last year. And I became friends with Theo in the interviewing process for the Lincoln job. And when I got it, I asked Theo, I said, your assistants, is there anybody you would recommend? And he recommended Jake. So I reached out to Jake, said, hey, would you like to come sit down and talk to me? And he did, and let me tell you something. He's a firecracker. This is the funny thing. Monday, he's at practice. Tuesday, he's sick. He doesn't come to practice. I'm like, come on. Coach has got to fight through that. Well, the guy had his appendix out.
Oh, well.
He's back on the practice field yesterday.
That might, that might slow you down a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so, no, but I tell you what, he gets after those D-line, and they respond to him. He's a younger coach that relates to those guys, and he's fiery. It kind of reminds me of the way I was when I was 25 and jumping around and screaming. And yeah, I like Jake. He's great for the program, and he's doing a really good job.
Alec Richmond's got some really good young linebackers to work with, doesn't he?
He does. The talent pool's there. Max Jones. I've said it since I got hired and started going to the weight room. Max Jones is going to be a great football player before he leaves Lincoln High School. He's only a sophomore. He's starting at Mike backer for us, inside backer for us. He starts at tight end for us as well. But, yeah, he does a great job. And then we got DJ Armstrong playing that inside linebacker, and you talk about a banger. He plays offensive guard for us too. Now we'll find ways to sub these guys. We got depth on both sides where they can take a break, but DJ come up and hit you. Max will clean you up, and then we got Tank, our outside backer Wesley. We call him Tank. I mean, I know him by Tank and Bear. I don't really. But yeah,
I know who Bear is. I didn't know who Tank was.
Tank's his brother.
Okay.
And I mean, he's a Wesley, and he plays outside backer. And let me tell you, when he comes off the edge, look out. Now Tank will play some running back for us as well, or some halfback for us. He's a good athlete and hard nosed, and yeah, we got a good group of people. Caden Haas, a senior, is playing some outside backer when we go to a different look, and he fearless. Not the biggest guy, but he'll come off that edge and seal that outside, and he'll hit you. So I really like our linebackers.
And in the defensive backfield, take me through
talented.
Take me through that coaching staff and players there. You've got some good people to work with.
Yep. So we originally hired David Enos. He's in the building. And talking to Phil, he wanted me to keep a couple guys on staff. He wasn't making me, but that were in the building, and I understood that. But he had some back problems and just couldn't coach. So I reached out to Coach Carmichael.
Yes.
That I've coached with, in years past.
It's great to see him back in the maroon and gold.
And let me tell you something. The salt of the earth when it comes to men. This is a great man. He teaches the kids so well, and the kids are bonding with him. He also kind of runs our freshman team when we do our freshman games. But I'm so happy to have Bob. He's just nice to have around. He's good people, and he's a support system for me. He's like, hang in there, coach. This is going to be a good coach. I mean, he tells it like it is, and yeah, Bob's a good guy. But
he was one of the first guys to welcome me back when I came to practice. He was. He went over and shook my hand and said, "Hey, Todd, it's great to have you back."
Yeah,
so.
He's just a solid guy, man. Just great to have on the staff. Just someone to talk to that's going to give it to you real. But yeah, I love Bob. I'm glad he's around.
Yeah, you got a great staff. I really have enjoyed practice, Tom. I really like how you said it a couple of different times in a couple of different ways, but how you coaches hold these kids accountable.
Yep. We're going to hold them accountable. It's a process, and you're either going to come and do it. You know, I'm not going to lie. You know, if you don't come to practice, you don't start. I don't care who you are. Jed has been a little banged up this week, and so he's missed a couple practices, but he's good to go now. But you know.
But he was at practice. He just couldn't practice.
He just couldn't practice.
Yeah.
So, you know, somebody will probably step in front of him, and he's going to get his reps, but we're going to hold him accountable that way.
Right.
Injuries happen. But, yeah, we're going to make sure they're doing the right thing, not only on the football field, but also in the classroom. And we're going to monitor that, and we're going to push that. I told the kids when they get hired, I said, you might not like me when it comes to school. I said, because I'm going to sit you down. We're going to have a study table every Tuesday for the first 40 minutes of practice. No cell phones, all homework, and I got some teachers that are helping us, and they're buying in.
That's a great thing.
Yep.
That's a great thing. Well, the fans want to know about the big game tomorrow night, Roosevelt, okay? And they're crosstown rival, and they struggled a little bit last year, as we did.
Yep.
They lost most of their key personnel in their offensive backfield. Now, the Nab kid transferred over from North, and
Yep.
I'm assuming that he didn't transfer to sit.
Nope, he's their starting quarterback sure.
And so, you know, it's really a big game, Tom.
It really is a big game. You know, when I got hired, my first thing was we're going to take the city back, and this is the first step. I believe these are probably hopefully the two best teams in the city. I think we're evenly matched. I really do. We may outsize them a little bit, which is saying a lot because we're not real big.
That's not going to happen very often.
It's not going to happen very often. But I think athletically, what we've seen of them, we're pretty evenly matched. So, you know, it's going to be who's more physical, who's more aggressive, who's going to execute better. But I like our chances. I like our horses a whole lot. And I know my kids are going to be physical. Now, you know, my job's going to be to keep that in check so it doesn't get out of hand. But I can guarantee you we're going to be physical. So, you know, I keep telling them, I said, the one way to get after somebody is keep punching them in the mouth every single play, man. Put your hand in the dirt, get off the ball, and let's hit somebody. And soon enough, they're going to say, I've had enough of this, and start backing down.
Well, we want Lincoln fans to show up in droves tomorrow night, don't we, Coach?
We do. You know, I'm hoping that we can start putting together a program that the community is going to love. You know, this is my side of town, Todd. You know, my whole life, South Side. And it's important to me. My dad taught me your community is important. And there's nothing more. You know, the group of parents that I've had at school of the kids has been just unbelievable, willing to jump in. You know, team dinners tonight, and they're bringing lunches and after practice bringing snacks. It's been awesome. And I keep telling the kids, you don't understand it right now, right? I said, but the more you get the community behind you, the more you're going to love this side of town, because they're going to have your back no matter what. And so hopefully we can make them proud. Hopefully we can make the South Side proud.
All right. Well, speaking of proud, how proud of your daughter are you and what she's doing with the volleyball team?
I'm unbelievably proud. And you were right. I'd rather be called Terrence's dad than the head coach of Lincoln football. I mean,
and she wanted me to remind you that in the Alessio family, she is 1-0.
Yeah, you know, I've been reminded of that all week. A lot of pressure. Pressure, Todd.
She wanted me to remind you of that.
It wasn't just her. It's my sons. It's my wife. Hey, your daughter's 1-0. You know, hey, that's a lot to live up to there. That's okay. I'm so unbelievably proud. She works so tirelessly hard at what she does. You know, not only volleyball, she's a teacher, and there's a lot that goes into the beginning of the year as a teacher. She's also an assistant basketball coach, and the time that she puts in for a young one is unbelievable. She's so dedicated to her craft that I'm very proud of her.
All right, well, she's doing a great job, and you have every reason to be proud. And of course, Trey and Tyler are trying to get involved as much as they can with football, aren't they?
Yeah, Trey is my social media guy. He'll be down at the game tomorrow night taking pictures, and I think this weekend we're going to make a hype video for the North game. So he'll be taking care of all that. But, yeah, he's involved. Tyler, my son Tyler, of course he wants to be there. He's in law school right now, so that consumes a lot of his time. But I get the calls, hey, Dad, how's it going? You running this play? He remembers the wing tee from when he ran it. And so he's involved too. My wife.
And Jill's just smiling all through all this, isn't she?
She is unbelievably my biggest supporter. I couldn't do this without her. There's days I come home and I'm like, why do I do this? Why did I choose to do this? And she's like, because you're helping the kids. It's about the kids. And she's just unbelievably supportive of what I do. And I got the best wife on the face of the earth.
Well, it's definitely a family thing. And like we said, Dan Goebel and Tyler with the strength program. So you got a lot of Southside families involved,
right,
don't you?
And the Goebel family and my family have been tight for a long, long time. Hell, I feel like I helped raise Tyler. I remember when Tyler and Jake were 10 and 11 years old. They're in my backyard hitting with my boys and, putting the pads on and going. So we've been together a long time. So, yes, Tyler does a great job. What he does with our kids is second to none, man. Not only does he know what he's doing when it comes to strength training, and him and I differ a lot, right? Because I'm old school, he's new school, but he has a way of connecting with these kids that is unbelievable, and it's so helpful to the program. And Tyler and I talk multiple times a day, not just about the kids, about how they're doing, their strengths, their weaknesses. So it's just great having them involved as well.
All right, sir. Well, we're looking forward to tomorrow night. Thank you for being here tonight, and I'll see you in the morning for pregame. And,
right on.
Man, go Rails.
Let's go get it. Go Rails.
Okay, Tom Alessio, Lincoln's head football coach, with us here on the Railsplitter Roundtable. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to see if we can get Ben Smith, the owner of Smitty's Tenderloin Shop, to visit with us here. We'll return in just a moment. This is the Railsplitter Roundtable on the Railsplitter Radio Network.
City View's best tenderloin for 10 years running. Smitty's Tenderloin Shop is just one of those places on the south side that everyone knows and loves. Family owned and in business since 1953, Smitty's makes their tenderloins and onion rings from scratch every single day. Dine in or order out by calling 515-287-4742. Smitty's Tenderloin Shop at 1401 Army Post Road. Smitty says, eat a tenderloin.
Todd Guestford loves Lincoln High School so much, he bleeds maroon and gold when he cuts himself shaving. This is the Railsplitter Roundtable on the Railsplitter Radio Network.
And we're back here at Smitty's Tenderloin Shop. We're going to get the Smith family on here real quick. We're going to get Jack over here. Jack has some exciting news for the fans. Jack's been working here with his dad for a long, long time. And how are you, young man?
I'm good. Good. How are you?
I'm good. You have some exciting news.
Yeah.
Tell the fans out there.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to ship off for Navy boot camp on Tuesday, so got a lot ahead of me here. So
yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
You're a Lincoln grad, just graduated from Lincoln. So tell me how that decision came about. Was that something you've been thinking about, or what?
I mean, I've always been thinking about the military, kind of just through high school, but I kind of figured I'd either go to college, get like a really good stable job, or join the military. And I just figured I maybe was going to go to college. It was like I might as well get it paid for, so go to the military, get a good career started off with, so that was kind of my thinking behind that.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. So Dad's going to miss you.
Yeah, everybody's going to miss me. It's kind of setting in,
Where do
these
you
final days.
where do you you're getting sworn in, or I guess on Tuesday? Where do you go after that? Where do you go after that, Jack?
I go to Great Lakes Naval Base. It's in Illinois.
Illinois.
So
okay.
yeah, I'll have eight or 9 weeks of boot camp there. And then after that, I'll have my graduation and everything, and I'll head down to Pensacola to do my job training.
Okay.
So,
What is it you'd like to do as being a Navy guy? Because there's a lot of different things, but what would you like to do?
Yeah. I'll be going in as aviation boatswain's mate handler. So they call it an ABH. Basically, I'll be working to direct jets and aircraft on the aircraft carriers, jets and helicopters, stuff like that. So it's a big task and dangerous, but I'm excited to do it, though.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Leaping into a whole new world.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're trying to get Dad over here. See if we can get him. He's busy behind the grill. We're going to try to get your dad on here real quick, but so yeah, that's exciting stuff. And I'll tell you what, let's Serenity. Let's take another break. Okay, we'll take a break. We'll see if we can get your dad on here with you, and then we'll wrap it up. So we'll be back here with more of the Roundtable from Smitty's Tenderloin Shop in just a moment, right here on the Railsplitter Radio Network. A Southside landmark, Smitty's Tenderloin Shop makes the best tenderloins in the metro. Just ask CityView. They voted Smitty's the best tenderloin for 10 years running. The secret? They're made from scratch every single day. Try them along with the burgers, the made-from-scratch onion rings, fries, and cheese curds. When you call 515-287-4742, you can dine in or order online. Smitty's Tenderloin Shop at 1401 Army Post Road. Smitty says, eat a tenderloin.
We're talking all rails all the time. It's the Railsplitter Roundtable on the Railsplitter Radio Network.
Well, Todd and Jack back here with you here. We're trying to want to get Ben on real quick if we can. Just to kind of wrap it up here tonight, because we're really excited to be back here at Smitty's, Jack. And you were working through quite a few broadcasts a couple of years ago, so you remember it pretty well, don't you?
Yeah, on Thursday nights.
Yeah,
you guys were up here.
Yeah,
I would be working up here, so it was a good time.
All right, well, we got a moment. We're hopefully get Ben over here. Want to remind everybody that we're going to have football for you tomorrow night here on the Railsplitter Radio Network. It'll be Lincoln and Roosevelt live from MediaCom Stadium. Our coverage will begin at 6 p.m. with the Build Lincoln Hire Club pregame show. Kickoff set for 7, and Larry Gamlin will join me on the call, and we'll have our technical director, Serenity Mefford, will be there tomorrow night. And did he grab the right one? Nope. That's the right one right there, and so we'll have it for you tomorrow night, and looking forward to the football game. All right, Mr. Smith, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
Doing good. Glad you're back.
Yeah, it's great to be back, and I say it a lot, but it needs to be said again. Your staff and the hospitality that you guys provide here for us when we do the roundtable here, we can't thank you enough for everything that you do.
We missed you. You were gone for a while, and we're glad to have you back.
566 days, but I'm back. So,
really, you counted? That's
I went
awesome.
back and counted it up. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
So,
you called me a few months ago and said that it was going to work out for you to come back. We were so excited. We missed having you be here. Just the energy that you provide to the restaurant on Thursday nights, and just supporting the Lincoln high school and the activities and the sports there, very important. And we have our very own Lincoln grad here too.
Yes, who is becoming a Navy man. And take me through your emotions and thoughts about that.
Well, was it about 2 months ago? We were working on a very Thursday night, and he came up to me and said, "I have something very important to tell you and kind of talk to you about." And I said, "Okay, what's going on?" He said, "Well, I think I'd really like to join a branch of the service." And I said, "Let's do it." And he said, "Would you be disappointed if I didn't follow in your footsteps?" And I said, "I got to live out my dreams. You go live out your dreams." And I said, we'd be proud as a family to support you in any direction you move. And so he met with some recruiters, and the Navy was a good option for him. So.
Okay, well, that's exciting stuff. Tell me what's new about Smitty's here since I was here the last time. I know there's some the girls don't have to write out the tickets anymore. I know that you've changed that up, and just some quick things about the restaurant real quick.
It's been a good year for us. We've had some, obviously, some staffing changes. Jeff, that works for us, too, along with Jack, they've been a real vital part in our cooking staff. Jeff's going to be moving on to the Plumbers Union, and so we're looking forward to supporting him in that way, along with Jack. Some of the kind of the small changes are like we've changed the cups. I don't know if you've noticed. We went away from the styrofoam cups, and we now kind of with our Coca-Cola theme, we have the Coca-Cola cups. Some more technical changes. We kind of got rid of the red baskets that the onions go in. More of a paper tray, kind of serves the needs a little bit better. Not really so many menu items, but just some small technical changes that kind of make operations a little bit easier. So,
okay. All right. Well, we are looking forward to being here on Thursday nights through the football and basketball season for sure. So
we're going to be here every Thursday, and we're looking forward to supporting Lincoln High.
All right. Thank you, Jack. Good luck to you, young man.
Thank you.
And appreciate you taking some time tonight. And, folks, that's going to wrap up our program tonight. That's going to wrap up our first Railsplitter Roundtable of the year. Thanks to Ben and Jack for being on the program. Thanks to all our guests who were on the show tonight. And thanks to Connor and Serenity for the job they did tonight. Serenity, our technical director, did a great job. And football tomorrow night, Lincoln and Roosevelt will be on the air pregame coverage at 6 o'clock from Mediacom Stadium. For everybody involved tonight, Todd Yesford saying thanks for watching. And this has been the Railsplitter Roundtable on the Railsplitter Radio Network.